Alright. You're welcome. You're welcome. This is Purpose Summit from the Ladder House. My name is John Mabun. Good to see you today. I hope you are keeping up with the stay at home. Just a quick reminder that COVID-19 is not over yet. So we still have to be careful. You have to play it safe. You have to go at home, use your face mask. Keep your distance as much as you can. Just generally be careful. You can never be too careful. Alright, you're welcome. Thank you for joining in. I'll be picking up in a few minutes. Just waiting for one or two people to join us. How are you? You're welcome. Hello. Thank you for joining in. So like I was saying, I hope you've been keeping safe, you've been keeping your distance. You have to be careful, really careful, because COVID-19, like I said, is not off. So wear your face mask and generally observe all the caution. I am believing God for a wonderful time today, looking at the topic, explore yourself and your profession for high impact. Exploring yourself, your profession for high impact. And why should we do that? Because the truth is, we are created for an assignment. We are created for something definite. We are created for something unique, created for something important. And we are not just here, we are here to actually ensure that these things are carried out. And at the end of the day, make the world a better place. That's why we are here. So we'll be looking at this issue deeper and deeper today to ensure that we actually fulfill God's reason and essence for creating us. So we can never overstate it that you should keep safe, keep your distance, use your face mask. God will bless you, God will be with all of us, and this season shall pass. I believe so strongly in Jesus' name. This season shall pass. So in the meantime, let's just keep all the rules and regulations, keep all the guidelines, and boost your immune system as much as you can. Boost your immune system, ensure that you are very healthy. Do as much as you can to ensure you are healthy. So it's Purpose Summit, and we are looking at the wonderful topic, explore yourself and your profession. Okay. I think I will be starting right away. Like I said, we are created for a reason, for a purpose. There is a reason why God took His time to craft and design us, to mold us the way we are created, and then release us at the time we are released, at the point in time in life that we are released, where we came from, through whom we came, and what we are headed to do or created to do. So let me start off this way. It takes being responsible and being compassionate for you to stand up for a call. It takes you being responsible and being compassionate to stand up for a call or for a profession. So if you are able to stand up responsibly and be compassionate about a profession, then you are on your way to making a difference. So if you have decided that the world will be a better place because of your profession, and that your contribution in that assignment is going to be meaningful and impactful, then you have better realized that God has a purpose, and then God has sent you to that profession on purpose and for a purpose. This is what I said. If you have made up your mind for any reason that you are going to contribute meaningfully and impactfully in that profession and through that profession, then you are better realize that God has sent you to that profession for a purpose and on purpose. So that means that you have decided to use your profession as a platform, one, to change the world, number two, to extend your heart of compassion towards people, and then to make that profession glorious, to make it better than you met it. So if this is the case, these are the things you begin to experience in your life. One, you find yourself energized from inside. You find yourself energized from inside. Number two, you find yourself focused. And number three, you discover that life suddenly becomes more meaningful. Why? Because you have decided to be responsible and to be compassionate in that profession, and through that profession to make the world a better place, to extend the heart of compassion to people, and to transform the profession and make it better than the way you met it. So if this is what you are feeling right now, or this is what is your vision, this is how you want to live, this is what you want to do, you have realized that, okay, I am not just here just to make money, to make a living, to keep body and soul together, that I am actually here to change the world with this profession, with me being found here to begin to bring out even a lot of things about the profession that people don't realize. You want to make a change, then let us look at the attributes you must cultivate to be able to do this effectively. And in cultivating this attribute, you will realize that you will be exploring your person and you'll be exploring the profession at the same time. You'll be exploring your person and you'll be exploring your profession at the same time. So let us look at the attributes that can help you explore yourself, explore your profession, so that you can change the world, change the people, and transform the profession, so that you begin to be focused, energized, and generally have a meaningful lifestyle. So attributes. The first thing, I like to call them things of things. Things of things that changes everything. Things of things that changes everything. The attributes that will help you explore yourself, explore your profession, transform the world, make the world a better place, transform people, make people better, transform the profession, make people see hidden beauties about the profession. I like to refer to them as things of things that changes things. So the first of the things of things is, the first attribute there is, one, you must be responsible. You must be responsible. I want you to start behaving as if from a long time in the time past, even maybe before you were born, there was an induction that was carried out by God or by the people that lived then, even before you became conscious, that you are meant for a particular purpose. So they carried out an induction to that end. I also want you to think that in the long time past, before everything is, there was an investment made into you even before you were created. The investment was made into you. Why? Because you will be found in that particular profession where you are found right now. I also want you to think past and believe strongly that something has been installed in you that makes you uniquely carved out for this assignment. That is what is called responsibility. Knowing that it is my responsibility. I am born, I'm duty bound. I am configured. In fact, this is the reason for my being to do this in this business at this time. So you are more like the high priest, as it were, for that calling, high priest, as it were, for that profession, for that business. And I want you to know that as this case is, people who are like that, people that you have seen that distinguishes themselves in a profession, or that actually distinguishes a profession, were not dropped from heaven. They are not special creatures. They are taken from amongst men. That is why I used the word induction investment. These things have been done in your life. They are coded into your DNA, so they are taken from amongst men. So I want you to also realize that you have been chosen, selected from amongst men, even amongst people in that profession, in that industry, to make it better. Use it to transform the world. Use it to make people better. So it is about the consciousness of this investment in you. It's about the consciousness of these installations. It's about the consciousness of this assignment that begins to drive you, that makes you do something differently, do things differently. Go about the way you do your own things. Realize that there's something deeper that you want to do with this world through this profession. That you are on a mission that you are specifically and specially designed for. Amazing. I want you to also realize that your life is to make people better, that you are ordained for this purpose. The essence of your being is to make people, help people fulfill purpose. Now, how is that going to be? Because you are designed and put in that field, in that profession, to make that happen, to transform, to translate living for human beings, to transform and translate how things are done for people, to make things better by the use of your profession. Amazing. Make people perform better. That is why you are to make people be more productive. You are ordained for this, and that is why you are there. It is not by accident. It's not just by mere choice or accidental decision that you have found yourself there. It is designed from the beginning. You want to see how people can be all that they are born to be in life, and you have come to realize that that is the reason for this profession. That is the essence of being found in this industry. So, step one, be responsible for your profession and for people. That is the first thing of things. That is the first things of things. It is like looking at your child being hungry and you just have to feed him, nobody else. That is the way you live with that profession and through that profession to the world. Why is this world going like this? It is my assignment to make it better through my profession. Why are people like this? Why are people going through what they are going through? It is my profession to make it better. So be responsible for people and for your profession. It is the first things of things. The second thing amongst the things of things is you must be emotionally intelligent. Emotionally intelligent. To be emotionally intelligent means you are good at managing relationships. Realize that the first reason is to be responsible for people, for the world, for everything. That is why you are created. So to be able to relate with people better, you must understand emotional intelligence. That is being able to manage relationships. And this goes more like in two directions. The first part of that is you want to know how to build relationship consciously and definitely and decisively. You want to know how to build relationships, and you should understand that for you to be able to build relationships, you need these four skills. One, you need to be able to identify with people, align with people, know why they do what they do, know why they are going, why they are behaving the way they are behaving. You need to be able to identify. You need to be able to identify and judge without being biased. Judge without being biased. In other words, to discern, identify, just be able to, read in between the lines and know that that is your ability to cultivate a relationship. So the first thing there is to be able to identify with people without being biased. Number two, to be able to analyze objectively. To be able to analyze objectively. That is another skill you need to be able to build relationship. You also need to be able to manage. You need to be able to manage, to interact And finally, you need to be able to coach people. You need to be able to develop people, to be genuinely interested in people, their well-being, and how things are going on generally. So the first part of being emotionally intelligent is to be able to build a relationship. The second part is to be able to communicate clearly. Communicate clearly in all your interactions, in all your dealings. And what are the skills you need to develop to be able to communicate clearly? One, be open. Be open. Don't hide anything from people. It is like the principle of sowing and reaping. If you are open to people, people will be open to you. If you are close to people, will be close to you. So be open. Don't be afraid to make yourself known to people. The second thing is be ready to lead. Be ready to lead. It is being responsible and to be emotionally intelligent to be able to be ready to take lead roles. How is this thing going to be better? Yes, you may not know how from the beginning, but you are ready to lead, to say, let us go and see how this will happen. The third skill you need in communication is to be able to persuade. To be persuasive is not being pushy or aggressive. It's to be convincing. It's to be convincing. It's to make people see you. And by the time you are through, to say, yes, I think this is the way it should be. That's persuasion. And the fourth skill under your ability to communicate is to be able to inform. Pass a message across. To be able to inform. So, if you want to check yourself and know whether you are emotionally intelligent, and the reason why this is important in the things of things is that everything surrounds people. Everything surrounds people. So if you are responsible for people, you are responsible for the state of this world, you are responsible for the state of things, then it is just natural for you to be able to relate emotionally, intelligently with people. And I've said you need two skills for that. The first one is to be able to build relationship, and the second one is to be able to communicate. So communicate is communication is key. Building relationship is key in emotional intelligence. So cultivate your emotional intelligence. So ability to communicate cultivate your emotional intelligence is the second thing in the things of things that you must have. Cultivating your emotional intelligence. What is the third thing in the things of things that you must have or cultivate or develop? Understand your self-mastery cycle. Understand your self-mastery cycle. You see, when you are responsible and you are all out, and then you are emotionally intelligent and you can relate, you can build relationships, you can communicate, it's also important that you understand yourself. You have to understand your self-mastery cycle. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So there are 3 steps in your self-mastery cycle. The first step is you must be humble. Learn. You must be humble. So how do you cultivate this humility? Just first of all, realize that you can actually be worse than you realize as a person. You might just be realized, or you might just realize that you are worse than you are. That's the first step in being humble. The second thing is you must always cultivate a beginner's mind. Don't always live with I know, or I can imagine. Cultivate a beginner's mind. So when things come, follow without being biased. Follow without being judgmental. Follow without any basic background noise. Hello, and then be open to change. The second loop in your self-mastery cycle is to learn, be able to learn from anyone, learn from the wise, learn from fools, and always learn from reading, which is more like the ultimate skill. Learn from the wise, learn from fools, and be ready to read. And that is how to cultivate the second loop in your self-mastery cycle. So what's the first part of the loop? Be humble. The second part, learn from anyone. And the third part is to invest time and effort. Learn every day. Trust the process. Because as you are going all and out to live responsibly, you must trust the process of your learning. You must trust the process of your development. You must trust so many things and follow them. And then finally, learn from your failures. Learn from your failures. You have actually discovered how it's not supposed to be done. So it's actually not failure, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. So the third thing rather, in the sense of things that you must know to be able to cultivate yourself and then be all that you can be for the world, is to develop your self-mastery formula. This is the third thing in the things of things. Let's go to the fourth thing of things. This is the second to the last one. There are 5 things I'm sharing. And this is amazing. I love this one. Is to engage fear. Engage fear. Use fear. If you are afraid, don't be disappointed that you are afraid. It's human. So engage fear. It's a tool of advancement. So what should you do with fear? 1. Use fear to check in on reality. Why am I afraid? Possibly the fear came to show you that there are some things you need to take into consideration. So use fear. So first thing is, use fear as a tool to check in on reality, because the fear possibly came to help you check on reality, to help you check whether there are some things you are leaving undone or there are some things that you are taking for granted. The second way you can use fear is to turn every perceived negative outcome to a positive one. Every perceived negative outcome should be turned to positive one. So when you are afraid, you will definitely be exposed to a lot of this might not happen, that might not happen, what if this, what if that. Then you now begin to work on all of those things and turn them to positive stuff so that you can actually be better. And the third thing you should use fear for is to allow it to slow you down. You might just be overspeeding. You might just be too anxious. Let the fear slow you down, not to stop you, but to slow you down so that you can check again on reality and see if you are overspeeding. Don't forget, speed kills. Speed kills. So fear can help slow you down. Let me read you a scripture for you to know that fear is a tool that you can use. Hebrews 5:7 says, and I read, who in the days of his flesh, talking about Jesus, the Master, when he had offered up prayers and supplications with strong crying and tears unto him that was able to save him from death. It was not hard because he prayed and cried. Listen to the last part. It said, and was hard in that he feared. Amazing. So, use fear. When you are afraid, don't run away. Rather, use it to check in on reality, to slow you down, not to stop you, and then to help you check every perceived negative outcomes in your strategy. Every negative outcomes in your strategy so that you can turn them around for your good. So, the fourth thing in the sense of things that you should know is to engage fear. Let's go to the last one, the fifth thing in the sense of things that will help you to look into yourself, look into your profession, and then make high impact because you have realized that you are living responsibly for this. This is the reason why you are created. You want to change the world. You want to change humanity. You want to help people. You want people to be better. You want people to do things faster. This is just why you are alive, breathing, and alive and kicking. The fifth thing in the things of things that will help you do that is to model someone or an organization. Listen, somebody have gone ahead of you. An organization have gone ahead of your organization. Why don't you model that person or that organization? Model that person or that organization. I've not necessarily said that they should be your mentors. That person should be your mentor or that organization should be your mentor. I just said model them. In other words, look at how they do things and copy. Look at how they do things and copy. A model helps with your strategy. They have developed a working strategy. You want to copy that. And a model helps you to continue to review your strategy to maintain relevance all through your career and your life. of impact. So you will need to copy one to be able to copy the strategy effectively. You need to copy one, you need to copy their actions and behaviors, their patterns, their attitude, their character is crucial. Then the next thing you want to copy is their structure. Have they built a system, habits, pattern, deploy, their plan? When you copy all of these and you imbibe them into your system or into your organization, you will realize that you run smoother and better. So I come to the conclusion that once you know and you consistently remind yourself that you are not in that profession just to make profit or money and get. See, I have read of a whole lot of people that have made impact in the science world, in the management world, in the different fields that you can imagine. You will realize that these people are people that are given to that field of endeavor. They are just there reasoning, researching, cultivating, and meditating about that field. They end up at the end of the day making even more profit, more impact than most people that set out in the first place. The danger of running all out just for profit is that you will miss out on the details that makes you stand out. You will miss out on the details that makes you stand out. So remind yourself again and again that I am not in this profession just for the profit. I am here to make an impact. I am here because this is what I can do. I am here because I am the best here and I can be better and better and better. So once you consistently realize that, you will continuously create an inspiring and a challenging environment for your organization, which can even filter into your industry. And before you know it, you become an industry leader. And you become a reference point, become an institution of some sort. So these are the things that must be at the back of your mind completely. So what am I saying? I'm saying be the high priest of your calling, be the high priest of your profession by living out these attributes. What are the attributes again as I round up now? The first one in the loop is be responsible. Wake up in the morning pursuing how this world, people can be better, achieve more, be more productive, be happier, be responsible. Just know that they are responsible for better things on earth. The second tool or second things in the things of things is to cultivate your emotional intelligence. Know how to build relationships, know how to communicate with people. There are skills that goes with that. Master them. The third thing in the things of things is that you must establish your self-mastery loop. Just 3 loops, establish them, and then become a master of your own soul. Then the fourth thing in the things of things that would help you actually explore yourself, explore your profession, and do things unimaginable, do things that people hardly do, is to engage fear productively. It checks you. It slows you down. It doesn't stop you. It makes you realize that there are things you could have fallen into that would have stopped you. Engage fear productively. And then finally, choose a model and follow the model. Now, when you follow these 5 attributes that we have said, you will discover that it's just a matter of time. You begin to cultivate that difference in your organization. It will filter before you know it into your industry. It's a matter of time. Before you realize it, it becomes a force that begins to mold the world. It becomes a force just from that field where you are operating from. Why? Because you just realize and you live with that consciousness that I am born to do this. I am designed to do this. I have the concept. I have the ability, the capacity. All I need to do is cultivate them to do this. Nobody is better than me. I am actually deliberately designed just to do this. And the whole world is waiting. And that you are pushing one step at a time. One step at a time. And before you know it, you begin to fix things in your organization, fix things in your industry, and then your industry begins to impact the world in such a way that the world has never seen. Are you with me? So, I want to quickly say this. Yes, COVID-19 have been shaking and the entire world, but do you know that some people have been working to ensure that if this happens again, it's in control? And some people have been working that even before this time, they may not have given it a name, but they have anticipated it. Such a person is whom you are becoming. And you are not just becoming that, you are becoming that person, that name that the world can run into in crisis, in times of fear, in times of volatility, in times of uncertainty. You are just that person whose name comes ringing and say, let us ask so and so, and your name will be mentioned. So keep exploring yourself, keep exploring your profession. I see you make a great impact. Don't forget the loops. You are wonderful. Now, if you will want the PDF file of today's presentation, you can send me a mail. Just go to our website www.thelaterhouseNG.com and I will send it to you, or just send you, the loop that I have designed where you will see the file from, and then you continue to learn from there. So go to that website, leave a message there. I will get back to you. Leave your email, it will be mailed and it will be sent to you. At that site as well, you can also support the ministry. And then you can also, every Saturday I'm on air like this, it is called Purpose Summit. And also every Saturday, 2 p.m. West African time, invite friends and families, loved ones, and let's come together to share and to see and to explore ourselves. Tomorrow, Sunday, 10 a.m., by God's grace, I will be preaching on this same platform. I'll be looking forward to meeting you. The Word of God will encounter you powerfully like never before. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. And don't forget, every Saturday, 2 p.m., I am here. Follow us on all our social media handles for updates. Thank you very much for coming. I see a better you. I see a better world. Lord bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead.